tissue. So next week we'll revisit this on its own, like, hey, here's areolar. But since we're in the skin, and on a practical, I might ask you all of the above mixed together. Let's make sure we kind of look at it. So areolar, and then all of a sudden I start seeing this big stuff, right? These big bundles of collagen. So it's areolar to about maybe right here, and then it starts the next layer of the dermis, which is reticular, and that's dense irregular connective tissue. Take pictures, videos, whatever you want. Blood vessel, blood vessel, blood vessel, part of the sweat duct, gigantic collagen bundles, which if you remember your kind of basic histo stuff, if it's that big, then you're looking at some type of a dense connective tissue. And then I don't see a pattern to it in these fibers. So it's dense irregular connective tissue. Up here, let me zoom in a little bit. See how this is just kind of wispy, right? Very, very small blue streaks, very small proteins versus this giant orangish blue collagen bundle. That's areolar. It's very loose. It's mostly water that's been removed. This, though, very dense protein fibers. So that transition from papillary or areolar connective tissue, start right there, becomes dense. It's, I don't think there's another type of epithelium, though, in the skin. But let's look at this. What do you think this thing is? What's this space called? A lumen? The whole thing is clearly something else than what it's swimming in. It's some type of structure. It's pretty ugly. This isn't the best stain for this I've ever seen. It's not necessarily cut the best, but what do you think those red cells are? They're literally red cells. These are blood cells. This is a blood vessel. It looks different from the other ones because it's a much bigger one. This is a lot of smooth muscle that we'll talk about later. But what's the tissue right here, just at this surface? Like that cell at the very tip of the pointer that's dark, what type of tissue is that?
Simple squamous.
Simple squamous. I know that because A, it looks squamous. I don't see stacks and stacks of cells. You might. I recognize that it looks like maybe this is all the same material until like here or something. But this squishiness does not look the same as this thin strip of dark nuclei. Okay? But maybe you struggle with that. Maybe you're resenting me right now because you're like, no way he's going to ask that. That's too tough. But it isn't too tough because what do we know about blood vessels? The inner surface is always simple squamous epithelium, regardless of how thick that blood vessel is. Okay?